Your Excellency, the great majority of the working class in this country don't want any kind of war situation with the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. What do you think ordinary working class people in Britain can do to help prevent the threat of war between the DPRK and the imperialist governments?
Well, once again express our, deep thanks for solidarity, strong solidarity of the working class of the UK. I think it is very important to let the people know why DPR Korea is taking such a kind of strong measure against the military threat of the United States. As I mentioned, the mass media plays a very strong role, but here in UK, the wrong information is spreading. So many people may misunderstand, why DPR Korea is so what they call provocative. But we are, as I said, we are taking necessary measures to defend ourselves. So this is very justifiable for a small country to defend themselves. Of course, it is not easy for a small country to build up the nuclear weapons or up to date military equipments, but our people are fully determined to tighten their belt furthermore in order to defend our sovereignty and nation. So this kind of a strong solidarity meeting and strong message to the people of DPR Korea who are struggling against the superpower, United States, is very encouraging. It's a good encouragement. So I hope this kind encouraging solidarity and movement will continue. Thank you.
Honorable Secretary of State USA visited China. What's the message conveyed to China and what's the reaction of China today?
Well, I just read the papers. We didn't get any detailed information as yet. Probably Chinese government will inform our government, what were discussed. But in my analysis, Secretary Kerry tried to try to impose the idea of stifling the DPR Korea, stifling the DPR Korea. And according to the papers, he asked for what they call the Chinese influence over DPR Korea. But China proclaimed that each country, all the parties should strive for peace and security. And China owes the United States to do your job. Don't ask for China, but you should reduce the tensions by not making a provocative action against the DPR Korea. That is what I sensed through the papers. But I don't know much about the information between the two countries. But if we have more in the future through the government channel, we'll let you know. Thank you.
Recently, the G8 met here in London, and Foreign Minister Lavrov of Russia, he said there is no dispute between USA and Russia on North Korea issue. What do you understand? He side with Americans, what they're doing, or they oppose, as the Chinese tell them, reduce detention. What do you read?
Well, I understood that Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, strongly urged the United States to refrain themselves to stop their military threat against the DPR Korea. Of course, he said around the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. He talked about aim of the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, and then the peace and security on the Korean Peninsula. But United States is at the loss by the strong urge by from China or Russia, not only from China or Russia, but other developing countries, progressive people, progressive countries, But that is why they are trying to create the atmosphere as if they are making efforts to calm down the situation, while they are making more provocations against DPR Korea. But in order to camouflage their true intention, they made a just gesture. But some countries responded, how do I say, in an agreeable way, like Japan or and some countries. But I think they make a mistake. But most of the developing countries which are against the United States maneuvers, as well as which are sympathetic with the DPR Korea, they express their solidarity and support to our people and to our government officers, to our government, though they are not in a position to say in public. That is the circumstances now.
Hello, Comrade Ambassador. I'd just like to start by saying that all decent anti-imperialists in this country will celebrate the legitimate right to defend yourself against aggression. I'd just like to ask the question, your necessity to plough much of your capital into national defence. Has that had any serious impact on the national economy?
Very good question. Yes. That is why our respected leader put forth a line of building national economy as well as nuclear arms on a simultaneous basis. Actually, our leadership's policy was to concentrate on strengthening the national economy and improving the living standard. So our respected leader, Comrade Kim Jong-un, made a strong point in his New Year address just for 2013. But United States assumed that DPR Korea, which has a strong military deterrence, if DPR Korea, which has a strong military deterrence, develops the prosperity, develops the strong socialist system, then their policy towards the DPR Korea will be frustrated. That is why they are going to lay the obstacles in the way of the national economy by making military provocations, by threatening nuclear, blackmail sort of thing. So this is very sad situation now. But under that circumstances, our leadership said that in order to concentrate definitely on building a national economy, we need the strong arms build-up, but in an easy way, just nuclear arms. We do not, our leadership, our respected leader pointed out that the new strategic line, that is simultaneous line, does not need much investment. Just the nuclear arms buildup is going on. So further, just adding, it's very simple. If we are strong enough, then we can feel easy about the nuclear, however the blackmail nuclear threat are being made by the United States. We feel confident that we can defeat back, we can strike back. With that confidence, we can invest more money on national economy, on improving the living standard. That is why the progressive people appreciate the good advantage of the simultaneous line of pushing national economy and nuclear arms on a simultaneous basis. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. I know North Korea is a small country and has been very determined for its independent development, so it's not reliant on any other country, and it's also independent, and that includes friends with the old Soviet Union as well as enemies. I know it's a limited country, and many of the resources that naturally are the Korean people's lie within the South Korean part, which is bigger. It's a small mountainous country, and energy has been a policy to pursue an independent energy policy, and part of that was a nuclear program, and I think it was in 96 that there were joint party talks, but the United States persuaded Korea to shelve North Korea to shelve their program to develop independent civilian nuclear technology. And in response, they promised that they would give a lot of oil to replace the energy that you were planning to generate by nuclear means, civilian nuclear reactor technology. Did they ever come through, did they ever deliver on their promises, as they said?
Well, thank you very much for your good question again. In 1994, there is what we call the framework agreement between DPR Korea and United States. In that agreement, United States committed that they would respect the sovereignty of the DPR Korea, and saying that they have no intention of invading DPR Korea, and they have neither will to stifle the DPR Korea. They made a strong commitment in the statement, and they said that they would help DPR Korea replace the graphite reactor, which produces plutonium, the raw material for nuclear bombs, with the civilian, reactor, that is a light water reactor. So they agreed, and as part of that, they said until the light water reactor is fully built up, they would provide the DPR Korea 500,000 tons of heavy fuel oil, as a part of a compensation for freezing the nuclear reactor. They didn't fulfill that on a regular basis, as they agreed in the statement. They gave some, stopped. They gave some, stopped, and the agreement was destroyed by the strong military exercises and military threat by the United States. And in 2005, again the six-party talks were held, and they agreed. They agreed on the joint statement again. September 19, 2005. Again, United States said that they would respect our sovereignty, they repeated their commitment not to invade, not to threaten, not to military exercises. But after the following day, they freeze the Macau. I think you heard about that.
The bank.
Yeah, banks. Macau Delta Bank freeze our account, the DPRK's account. And then they threatened again, military exercises, military blackmail. So against that, we DPR Korea responded by freezing unfreezing, reoperating the nuclear reactor. So that tit and tat or sort of things. But our policy is to make a self-reliant national economy. In 1960s and 1970s, when socialist countries, when social camps existed in East Europe, we had a good cooperation with them, the economic cooperation, to say nothing of the political solidarity. But our leadership's idea was to build a self-reliant national economy. When we build a self-reliant national economy, as well as self-defensive capacity, then we would treat with our, sworn enemy, United States, an eye for an eye. We can do whatever we will, whatever we can do. Only we are confident that we have a strong basis. That is that.
I have to bring this meeting to a close because we have to serve you some food, drink. You can have something slightly stronger than apple juice that you've been served so far. Thank you to the speakers for taking their time off to prepare their speeches, and they were well researched and very inspiring. And I thank His Excellency the Ambassador for taking time from his busy schedule. They don't have a very large staff, and when Korea is under such attack, don't feel that the ambassadorial staff are sitting and enjoying themselves. They've got a lot of things to do, they've got a lot of work to do. They're probably constantly being harangued by third-class people in the Foreign Office. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So they have to put up with this. So I think, to a certain extent, the best time they're having is being with us rather than not being. And most of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming and being here and making this a very successful meeting. Thank you very much. And we shall be talking to each other over drinks and food. May I just remind you to keep in your diary one date. What is the date in July when we will be marking the 60th anniversary of the end of the Fatherland Liberation War? I think somebody should have it in their diary. We've already fixed the date.
It's the actual date?
Yeah.
27th of July.
On 27th of July, we'll be having a celebratory meeting here, marking the end of the Korean War and victory of the Korean people and their friends in the Fatherland Liberation War, 27th of July. There will be a barbecue. Hopefully the weather will be better than it is today. So please do join us. But we will be informing you in due course. And may I ask our revolutionary comrades who are in charge of the kitchen to please be there on that day, because we need all the help that we can get. Thank you all very much.